Peace and blessings, everyone. So, happy Friday. Um, we made it. Nigga, we made it. Hey, hey, nigga, we made it. Okay. So, we made it through another work week. For those who were working on the weekend, sorry for you. Um, But for those who look forward to the weekend, especially when it's a payday weekend, it's great. But just like a lot of those memes, you get paid on Friday, be broke by Monday, because bills. So, I think I'm gonna dub today as feeling some type of way Friday. So yesterday I posted a video about the art of being single. And this was based off of the Tiny Buddha website, and theirs was titled The Art of Being Happily Single. And so I did not include the word happily for a reason. And tonight I'm going to talk about that. I am going to talk about, I really don't like to use the word pitfall, but here we go. The pitfalls of the art. Well, I don't know how to title it. I just really just freestyle this shit. So basically, it is the pitfalls of being single because, you know, I will keep saying this and I will continue to say this, but, part of the reason why I brought up or created Adulting Sucks, right, podcast and videos is because I want to be transparent. I feel like as with the evolution of social media, and when I say we, I mean collectively, we as a people, what we do is we post the best parts of ourselves. And while that is all well and good, I just don't think that it's realistic. Um, I am one of those people who believe in a healthy balance. And so you may post something that's, a happy part or a great part of your life, which I don't knock that shit because with all the BS we see on a day-to-day lives with what we see on the news with mass shootings, people getting killed left and right, the opioid crisis, drug crisis, people now dying from flavor vaping. It's just good to see some positivity, some positive posts and pictures, videos, and things to engage us, things that will make us laugh, different challenges, even different apps and games. Like I remember when Pokemon Go came out and how I'm not really the type to hop on a bandwagon, and so I was fortunate enough to experience Pokemon Go before it became like an overnight sensation. I like the fact that you can still be on your app, you can still be on your phone, but it was getting people to the point where they can be out, hang out, walk around, get some exercise, and become social. So while I am considered a millennial because of the year that I was born, shout out to all the 80s babies. Um, you know, I feel like I'm still considered a millennial, but at the same time, I was still able to appreciate the 80s and the 90s and the cultures, with fashion, music, food, pop culture, any and everything, fashion, whatever. I was able to experience that, but then I was able to experience the 90s, the 2000s. I remember when Caller ID came out. But anyway, going off on a tangent. So, bottom line is, if you have something that's positive, there's always going to be a negative because, again, people, balance. So, again, I went to tinybuddha.com and found this article, The Art of Being Happily Single. I named the title of my my video as The Art of Being Single, because yes, there are benefits to being single. You get to find out who you are as a person. You get to learn, to grow, to appreciate, to take care of your baggage, your psychological, mental, physical, emotional, sexual, whatever things that you have gone through in the past. Deal with that shit so that way you don't bring it into the next relationship. You get to know and learn more about who you are as a person. So that way you can enjoy the relationship as opposed to bringing all these, heavy baggage to something new, because that's not going to be fair to you, nor is it going to be fair to the person that you're dating. So today I'm going to briefly talk about the pitfalls of being single. So during the, evolution of my singlehood, I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love the fact that because of me being single and the things that I have learned and been able to evolve as a person while being single, and I think that I wouldn't have been able to tackle those issues if I was attached to somebody in a relationship. It still has its downfalls. As human beings, we are, and this has been since the dawn of time, we are social creatures. We crave being social with one another. Not only but talking, but, with feelings, with touching, with holding, with the different urges that we experience, instant gratification, sexual, intimacy. And when I say intimacy, I don't necessarily put sex in the category of intimacy. It could be a combination. It could be mental. It could be emotional. And it could also be physical, which is always a good thing. But just to, kind of give you some context or whatever. So, one of the things that I don't like about being single is when those moments where I am like proud of myself that I achieved like a huge goal, moments where I have made progress, moments where I'm vulnerable, I'm sad, or I have family events that come up, or even personal events or friend events, because a lot of my friends are married or they're in a long-term relationship. I only have like less than a handful of single friends who don't also have children. So while I do appreciate those different dynamics of relationships with people who are in various stages of their lives, it still is comfortable when I can talk to somebody who is feeling the same way that I'm feeling, or who is currently dealing with what I'm dealing with. And it's refreshing in a sense, because I'm not going to say always, but the majority of the time I'm friends or cool with people who have significant others. And being that this is feeling some type of way Friday, at times I do feel some type of way. And I don't want to say necessarily out of jealousy, because I am happy in the fact that two people are able to find one another, to create some bond and friendship, but also a long standing relationship, and dealing with the ebbs and flows of it, because where there is good, there's going to be bad. It's just part of it. You're going to argue, you're going to try to learn how to adapt and cope with the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And I think that is such a beautiful thing. So I've always been happy for my friends, my, family, people that I'm closest to, associates, whatever. So after a while, when you start to be like, well, shit, why am I not, why don't I have that as well? You start to feel some type of way. And envy and jealousy can rear its ugly head, because now you have, it's like having the angel and the devil, sitting on your shoulder, yip yapping about this. And so you have to be strong enough and more intuitive and logical enough to know that, okay, this is the envy bitch. I can't deal with that. I need to be more logical about it. Do I still feel some type of way at times? Of course, I'm human. It is what it is. But you have to learn and figure out, why are you feeling this way, or what are some ways that you can, help reverse this. And at times you can't come up with a solution, and that's okay. It's okay to have the vulnerability of not liking the fact that you are single, especially for those who have been single for a long period of time. And I'm talking about years. Now, you might not have necessarily been celibate, but still being single. And, you're going to have your feelings, and that's okay. Because that's something that I let myself know. And sometimes I allow myself to feel those feelings and kind of muddle in them for just a moment, not enough to where it completely brings me down into a state of depression, but enough to be human enough to feel these feelings and allow myself to be vulnerable, allow myself to, consume what I'm feeling. And I can remember in the past, especially when I was younger, as soon as I turned 30, I panicked. I was like, oh shit, 30 years old, you're single, you don't have any kids. Oh my God, something is fucking wrong with you. Do not let society or what you see, don't compare yourself to other people. Please don't. Because it is only going to backfire, and it is only going to I keep wanting to say the word prohibit, whatever, I'm tired, y'all have to excuse me, but it is going to prevent you from accepting the fact that it's okay to be single. That's what I'm trying to say. Whew. Anyway, so I think that by being more intuitive with yourself, that you can learn to deal with it. Like I said before, it's something that can be difficult, especially when you're dealing with self-esteem issues, because you're like, well, shit, I have all these good qualities about myself, physically and also emotionally. I know that I'm capable of handling the trials and tribulations that come with a relationship, a long-term relationship. Why am I still single? And I question myself, constantly, like, God damn, why the fuck am I single? And I had to, through meditation, through, through praying. I don't consider myself a religious person, but I still, will turn to the Bible and read different things and, try to apply it to my life. And maybe it's just not the time. It's just not my time. But my time will come. Now, do I add, things to my bitter belt when men or, people that I am having some type of relationship do me wrong? I do. I do think that is natural to automatically do that. But I also think that you still have to be insightful enough to know that, is this logical or is this emotional? Because of course, when we are emotional, keep this in mind. Feelings are dynamic. They're going to change over time. And but it's okay. Learn to acknowledge that, recognize it, so that way you can use your common sense or your logical side to try to figure out and deal with your emotions. Because it's okay to deal with your fucking emotions because you're human, you know. So again, the downside to being single is that you start to question yourself. You start to question your, appearance. It could be, especially for women, we have so much pressure when it comes to being a certain type of way, especially when we have, Instagram models taking over the world. And setting the expectation that this is the way that a woman is supposed to look. If she doesn't look that way, then it's a problem. So that's why I appreciate women like Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, Lizzo. Lizzo is like, Mom, I love me some Lizzo, but to see Octavia Spencer, just to see women who are not set in this particular mold, and to, especially black women, black plus size women, and to see them grow and thrive and be successful is refreshing. Because there's already, a bit of a hang up when it comes to being plus size because of, years and years and years of what we've seen. So, I may be feeling some type of way that day. Like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not in a relationship because I am a thicker girl. Or maybe I'm not in a relationship because I deal with depression or anxiety, or I have bipolar disorder, and men may not want to deal with it. But then I'd be thinking about like the girls that like key cars and blackout, like bus tires and windows, and I ain't never did that shit in a day of my life. And I'm certified. I'm just saying. So, nor have I ever, gotten to the point where I have inflicted harm, unless it was a situation where I was protecting myself. I'll say that. So, I get the question in myself, and I'm like, well, goddamn, well, is it because of this or is it because of that? And then you start honing in on these insecurities, and what that does is just feeds into your depression. It feeds into your anxiety, and next thing you know, you having anxiety attacks and being sad about some shit that you have created in your mind that other people care about. And a lot of times they are either going through the same thing, they have dealt with people who have went through that, so they have some sense of understanding. And if they don't, fuck them, because you don't want to be in a relationship with them in the first place, because they're not compassionate, they're not thoughtful, and they're not intuitive. Things that you need in a relationship, in a successful relationship. So it's okay to have insecurities, whether it's about the way you look, the way you dress, the way you talk, the things in your past. Women who have gone through sexual abuse or physical, mental abuse, we automatically think that, oh my God, I'm damaged goods. Nobody is not gonna want me. I don't even want me. I can't say you can't have that mindset, because it's going to happen. But get the help that you need, get the understanding that you need by seeing a counselor or a therapist or somebody that you trust. So that way you can learn how to overcome those challenges. And so that way it's not an insecurity that is feeding into your depression and anxiety, which is going to cause you to only be more anxious and depressed. And then you might start doing some shit you ain't got no business doing. So, again, those are, you know, the things that I don't like about being single. And you're not the only one that goes through it. I go through it on a daily basis, especially now because I am ready for a long-term relationship, but I don't want to settle. And that's the thing that I want to leave here with by saying, men, women, do not settle. But at the same time, be realistic. I at least know that me personally, I want somebody who, at least as far as the foundation is concerned, have the things that I have. I have a job, a good paying job, my own transportation, a vehicle, and my own place. You know, I'm self-sufficient. I do my own laundry, cook, clean, whatever. I at least want somebody to start with that. I want someone to at least start with the fact that they know the difference between, not only know the difference between right and wrong, but making sure that they are open-minded and that they're open enough to do what's right in life and do what's wrong. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything like that. Like I'm some Bible thumping, you know, oh goody goody, because I'm not that. I'm the complete opposite. But at the same time, I make sure that I treat people with the respect that I would like to receive. And you want to just make sure that you are at least like equally yoked with somebody. Even if you're lacking in one area, but they're striving in another area, it's a good thing. But I at least want to have some type of foundation to build off of. So with that being said, I know being single sucks. I know being single while dealing with, you know, your own like anxiety and depression, being sad all the time and shit, it only makes it worse. But keep in mind that it's, have you not watched the news or read news articles and stuff? It's some crazy motherfuckers out here that are doing all types of shit. And they still got men. Have you not watched My 600-Pound Life? It's people that weigh 700-800 pounds and more. But guess what? They're married. They have a significant other. So I'm just saying, not to, you know, say anything bad about them, but I'm just saying, you are capable of being loved. You are enough. And when the time is right, it's going to happen. And when it happens, you are going to be the best version of yourself because you're putting in the work. That way you can enjoy being with your partner, whether it's forever or whether it's temporary. You'll still be with the person that you feel like you can be free around. That's all we want. This is just a humanistic thing that we want. Something to call our own and live our lives, and not a mediocre life. And so hopefully this has helped. I'm not gonna lie, this has helped just to even be able to share, you know, some of this. So make sure you subscribe and like and share. You know, I will make sure to include all of my links to various platforms. And Wednesday is coming up. I'm recording tomorrow. Special guest, a good friend of mine, Bryce Ian. Our first topic of the adulting is ending toxic relationships. I'm going to have special guest Bryce Ian, so he will be able to provide us and entertain us, because trust me, he will definitely entertain. And I hope to, you know, have you enjoy the experience. So with that being said, I'm not gonna lie, this weekend I'm more than likely not gonna post much. Because I want to, kind of take her home, clean up, take care of, spiritual side of myself, and to work on this podcast because I'm excited. I cannot wait until y'all hear this again. Wednesday, 25th September. Coming. Adulting Sucks podcast. So, toxic workplace relationships and toxic friendships. So, tune in. I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome weekend. And with that being said, peace. Bye.